Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to my first voice tutorial walkthrough, whatever this is called, for Freedom Wars. I decided it might be easier for me to be explaining verbally rather than just typing things out over the video so people can better understand this game here. And yep, this game here is Freedom Wars and its mechanics. Okay, so let's begin with this particular weapon we have here, the magical spear. The weapon that will pierce through the heavens and maybe stick an enemy or two on the moon. Personally, the spear is currently my favorite weapon class among the 3 different melee classes we have. Currently the short sword, great sword and spear. These weapons classes are then further diverged into 3 different weapon types. And for the spear, this is what we get. Pattern 1, standard thrusting spear. Pattern 2, drilling spear. And pattern 3, what I would call a staff rather than a spear. Alright, now why it is my favorite lies in the artware. It's the weapon with decent reach, decent damage when used correctly, and an all-round versatile weapon that allows you to roll cancel out of certain attacks and move around the abductors you are fighting with its drill spin attack dash. Okay, so here we go with the introduction of spear in Freedom Wars. I hope you find it helpful. Alright, now first I'm gonna start with the universal moveset of the spears. Well, we have the javelin throw, which is charge A. There we go, the charge A. It's extremely slow. You hold the weak attack button to use it, and it's the best piercing and range move that you have on the spear, although it takes forever to charge. Now next, we have Psycho Crusher. Now you vroom around to get behind enemies for this. This is a very versatile move. Then next, gymnastics. You get to do the pole vault. It's a great way to hop behind enemies and then do air attacks, of course. And finally, we have the Ibarra attack. Multi-hit and very quick and versatile. Alright, so here goes pattern 1 next. Pattern 1 is the thrusting spear, and you'll see some of the attacks right now. First we have the normal attacks, and that would be just light attack, AAA. Next is the heavy attacks. Take note of the second string because that will be where you cancel your light attacks back into. It's pretty useful sometimes, actually most of the time, because you cancel out of it. Next we have the charge attack, which is a simple thrust forward, and then a spinning attack that leaves you in the air. Yes, please take note of that, as air attacks right now will be the most important part when using a spear, especially when you fly, because the dive attack does so much damage it can most likely one-hit kill humanoid enemies. And finally, here we have is the practically an infinite loop, but you need to take note when to cancel it. It's basically during the spring of your heavy attack, and when it comes out will be dependent on when you use the heavy attack before the light attacks. Yep, and that's it for pattern 1. Okay, now next we have the pattern 2, that will be the drill. Here we go with the normal attack, light. That's a very standard thrust, just like the first spear. Second one is different. You move forward a lot and have slightly more further range, and the cancelling is about the same. Now third one is my favorite because this is a thrust attack that does multiple hits and goes pretty far. But it still takes forever to charge. But it's really cool, really pretty cool move. Fourth one is an air attack. Now this is the difference between the first and the second. You get to dive downward if you do a weak attack before it, and if you do heavy attacks immediately, you drill forward, and it's very good for hitting weak spots. Finally, we get the links, which is from A to B. You don't really get to see the difference there, but it's right there. Okay, and finally here we have the last pattern, which is pattern 3, more of a staff than a spear. It's the one that I'm not really used to, but I'm gonna try to explain anyway. It's light, and the final light attack is 2 hits. Next up is the heavy attack, which is 1, 2, and the third heavy being the thrust move. Next up will be the charge attack, which is the longest amongst all the spear series and takes the longest time to execute. I'm sorry, and non-cancelable, which is why it is a very dangerous move to use and not recommended. After that, we are the air attacks. Launches down like the drill. I'm not too sure if it has the same multi hits, but the B attacks seem to do more damage than usual, just like the first one. And finally, we have the light attacks to the heavy attacks. That's a combo, and it does a lot of hits, but takes very long to execute as well. Alright, now last thing to note that I really need to say, I suppose, is the spear itself is not exactly good against bipedal enemies, meaning two-legged enemies. It is however extremely strong against enemies that are long in length, basically the spider and the tigers. And here I suppose we have some gameplay footage, which I hope you enjoy, and see you again next time. Hope everything helped. See ya! 戦闘が始まっています。至急応援に向かってください。完結スキャン実行。バイタルの経過を確認。回復を提案します。一時的に追撃を提案します。了解しました。食い止める。敵発見。速やかに排除してください。有利快適。戦闘が始まっています。至急応援に向かってください。仕掛けています。最悪。提案します。敵や無だったら一時的に追撃を提案します。指示を続行できなくなりました。
的能力か追撃を提案します。敵アブダクター損壊率 50%。さすがです。敵アブダクター攻撃性損壊。注意してください。敵アブダクター損壊率 70%。あと少しでレスができます。敵アブダクター損壊率 50%。さすがです。敵アブダクター一時的に追撃を提案します。敵アブダクター追撃タイムを開始しました。注意してください。敵アブダクターを撃破しました。他の敵アブダクターも回避してください。
楽しませな。
追撃を提案します。敵アブダクター損壊率 70%。あと少しで撃破できます。
最悪。
追撃を提案します。
次も期待してるよ。
一貫して休息を取りましょう。支援や戦闘用アイテムを生産局で納品することでより多く恩赦が受けられます。
あ